New developments tonight on the U.S. response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
WGN's Dana Rebick joining us now with the very latest. Dana.
Well, U.S. intelligence officials say that Vladimir Putin is likely to escalate the war in Ukraine with no concern for civilian casualties. More than 2 million people have now fled the country in fear for their lives.
Putin's war has caused enormous suffering and needless loss of life of women, children, everyone in Ukraine.
Hundreds of civilians killed as Russian airstrikes across Ukraine continue. There was a brief ceasefire today in the city of Sumy, where residents were seen boarding humanitarian buses. Others crossed a river in the city of Irpin after a bridge collapsed, volunteers helping carry some elderly people across. Despite the Russian onslaught, the Ukrainian military continues to mount a strong offensive. Tonight, the Polish government announced it was ready to transfer all of its fighter planes to a U.S. military base in Germany, with the understanding we would then hand those aircraft over to Ukrainian pilots. The U.S. would supply Poland with backfilled jets, a proposal that took U.S. leaders by surprise.
To my knowledge, it wasn't pre-consulted with us that they plan to give these planes to us.
The Pentagon saying tonight they do not believe the plan is a tenable one, saying it raises security and logistics concerns for the entire NATO alliance.
The invasion has in fact proceeded consistent with the plan we assessed the Russian military would follow.
Lawmakers also got an update on the invasion from U.S. intelligence officials.
Russia's failure to rapidly seize Kyiv and overwhelm Ukrainian forces has deprived Moscow of the quick military victory that it probably had originally expected would prevent the United States and NATO from being able to provide meaningful military aid to Ukraine.
The U.S. now sending 500 more troops to the eastern flank to bases in Poland, Romania, and Germany.
Putin may be able to take a city, but he'll never be able to hold the country. And if we do not respond to Putin's assault on global peace and stability today, the cost of freedom and to the American people will be even greater tomorrow.
The U.S. troops being deployed to Europe are coming from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Fort Stewart, Georgia, and Fairfield Air Force Base in Spokane, Washington. The Pentagon says that they will be providing logistic support on the ground and support for flight operations in Europe. And they also tell us tonight that the U.S. would be adjusting our posture continuously as conditions require. That is a verbatim quote there. So we have heard that we will be defending every inch of NATO territory, sending more troops over. I think we're just kind of waiting to see how this thing escalates.